Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's debate on the fascinating topic of occult science versus factual science, exploring the mysteries of existence. This debate is brought to you by IP Debates, where we illuminate and progress through thought-provoking discussions. Today, we delve into a timeless question: how do we understand the universe, life, and nature? Is it through the tangible, evidence-based framework of factual science, or through the mystical, metaphysical lens of occult science? On one side, we have the advocate for occult science, who argues that the unseen, spiritual, and symbolic dimensions of existence hold the key to understanding life's mysteries. On the other side, we have the advocate for factual science, who champions evidence, logic, and empirical inquiry as the ultimate tools for unraveling the truths of the universe. This promises to be an enlightening and engaging debate, offering insights into two distinct yet potentially complementary ways of exploring existence. Before we begin, let me explain the format and mode of conduct. 1. The debate will commence with opening statements from both advocates, where they will present their overarching perspectives. 2. This will be followed by 3 rounds of in-depth discussions on the following themes: the origin of the universe, the nature of life, the understanding of nature. 3. For each theme, the advocates will present their perspectives, rebut each other's arguments, and conclude the discussion with closing thoughts. 4. Finally, each advocate will deliver a closing statement summarizing their position. 5. As always, the debate will be conducted with mutual respect, a focus on ideas, and a spirit of curiosity and learning. Now, without further ado, let us begin this intellectual journey. Advocate for occult science, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed interlocutor, occult science represents the exploration of the hidden, the unseen, and the profound mysteries that conventional tools of inquiry cannot yet grasp. It seeks to understand the universe, life, and nature not merely through measurable phenomena but by delving into the energetic, spiritual, and metaphysical forces that underpin existence. The origin of the universe, as described by occult traditions, is not limited to a single Big Bang or a set of equations. Rather, it is a cosmic symphony of divine will, primal energy, and sacred geometry. This perspective acknowledges the universe as an intelligent, self-organizing system where consciousness is both the foundation and the outcome. Ancient Hermetic principles, such as above, so below, encapsulate the fractal nature of existence, where the microcosm mirrors the macrocosm. When it comes to life, occult science postulates that it is not a mere accident of biochemistry but a manifestation of a universal life force, often called prana, chi, or spiritus mundi. This force permeates all living and non-living entities, weaving them into a unified web of existence. From this lens, evolution is not blind but guided by an esoteric blueprint that encodes purpose and destiny into every being. Finally, nature is understood as an interdimensional organism, a living, breathing entity with consciousness and will. The elements, the cycles of time, and even planetary alignments hold spiritual significance, influencing human affairs and the collective fate of life on Earth. The occult tradition invites us to listen to these whispers of nature and attune ourselves to its rhythms, for therein lies wisdom beyond measure. Occult science does not reject factual science but rather seeks to transcend its boundaries, filling the gaps with intuition, symbolism, and ancient knowledge passed down through mystics and sages. It asks not just how but also why, embracing mystery is a gateway to enlightenment rather than an obstacle to be eradicated. Thank you. I eagerly await the interplay of perspectives in this debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed advocate for occult science. Factual science stands as humanity's collective effort to understand the universe, life, and nature through empirical observation, logical reasoning, and repeatable experimentation. It seeks to demystify the cosmos, not by diminishing its wonder, but by peeling back layers of ignorance to reveal truths that are universal, consistent, and verifiable. The origin of the universe, as described by factual science, is rooted in the framework of the Big Bang theory, supported by extensive evidence such as cosmic microwave background radiation, the observable expansion of galaxies, and the abundance of light elements. This perspective offers a powerful narrative, from a singularity to the intricate cosmos we inhabit today, governed by laws of physics that apply across time and space. While this view may lack the poetic flourish of divine will, it is grounded in observations and mathematical models that continue to be refined with each discovery. On the subject of life, Factual science posits that it arose through natural processes, with evolution by natural selection as its guiding mechanism. From the earliest self-replicating molecules to the diversity of life forms we see today, this process is driven by genetic variation, environmental pressures, and countless eons of time. It may seem impersonal, but it is no less awe-inspiring. In fact, this perspective celebrates the profound interconnectedness of all living things, bound by a shared lineage encoded in DNA. Nature, through the lens of factual science, is a dynamic system governed by principles such as thermodynamics, electromagnetism, and quantum mechanics. It is not conscious in the sense of human awareness but is a symphony of interactions that sustain ecosystems, weather patterns, and planetary dynamics. Factual science empowers us to not only understand these processes but also to harness them for the betterment of humanity, from renewable energy to medical breakthroughs. While factual science is often accused of being reductionist, it is, in truth, an ever-expanding pursuit. It recognizes its limitations and embraces mystery as the fuel for further inquiry, rather than as a boundary to knowledge. It challenges us to find meaning not in myths or symbols but in the unfolding narrative of discovery itself, where every answer births new questions. Let this debate be an exploration, not a clash. For though factual science may reject the supernatural explanations of occult science, it does so not out of dismissal but in favor of methodologies that have illuminated the unknown and propelled humanity forward. Thank you, and I look forward to the exchange of ideas to come.
Thank you for that eloquent and compelling opening, advocate for factual science. Let us now proceed to the point-making section, where I will further elucidate the principles of occult science, beginning with the origin of the universe. Occult science asserts that the universe originates from a singular source, a primordial consciousness, a divine intelligence that exists beyond space and time. This source, often referred to as the all or the infinite, emanates reality through successive stages of manifestation. Ancient traditions describe this as the creation of multiple planes or dimensions, each with its unique laws and vibrations. The concept of sacred geometry serves as the blueprint of creation, revealing that everything from galaxies to subatomic particles is governed by universal patterns like the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. The formation of the cosmos is not seen as a random explosion but as an act of intentional design, imbued with meaning and purpose. Occult science also embraces the cyclical nature of time, as opposed to the linear progression often presented in factual science. Cosmological cycles, such as the yugas in Hinduism or the eons in Western esotericism, reflect the universe's eternal rhythm of creation, preservation, and dissolution. Thus, while factual science seeks to trace the observable effects of the Big Bang, occult science looks beyond the event itself to the metaphysical causes, asking not only how the universe began but why it was set into motion. I now turn the floor to you for your first point, should you wish to respond or present your own perspective on this topic.
Thank you for your detailed exposition, advocate for occult science. Factual science approaches the origin of the universe with a foundation in observable evidence and testable theories. The Big Bang theory posits that approximately 13.8 billion years ago, all matter, energy, space, and time were condensed into an incredibly hot, dense state known as a singularity. The subsequent rapid expansion marks the universe's beginning, leading to the formation of fundamental particles, atoms, stars, and galaxies. This model is supported by three key observations. 1. Cosmic microwave background (CMB) radiation. The faint glow of radiation detected uniformly across the universe is a remnant of the early, hot, dense state of the universe. It provides a snapshot of the cosmos approximately 380,000 years after the Big Bang. 2. Galactic redshift. Edwin Hubble's discovery that galaxies are moving away from us, with farther galaxies receding faster, indicates an expanding universe. This observation aligns with predictions from Einstein's theory of general relativity. 3. Primordial element abundance. The proportions of hydrogen, helium, and trace amounts of lithium observed in the universe closely match the predictions of nucleosynthesis models describing the first few minutes after the Big Bang. While the Big Bang theory addresses how the universe evolved from its initial state, factual science acknowledges its current limitations in explaining why the singularity existed or what caused it to expand. However, ongoing research in quantum gravity and string theory seeks to explore these profound questions. Furthermore, rather than dismissing patterns like the Fibonacci sequence or the golden ratio, factual science recognizes their prevalence in natural phenomena as emergent properties arising from the mathematical structures inherent to the laws of physics. Factual science does not claim to have all the answers, but its strength lies in its commitment to refining its understanding through evidence and experimentation. This approach allows humanity to build a cohesive and predictive model of the cosmos, one that continues to evolve as new discoveries emerge. I welcome your next point or any rebuttal you may wish to offer.
Thank you for your thoughtful presentation, advocate for factual science. While the Big Bang Theory provides a well-supported framework for understanding the observable universe's evolution, it does not address the metaphysical questions that lie at the heart of occult science's inquiry. The notion of a singularity, a point of infinite density and energy, is a concept that itself borders on the mystical, for it defies the known laws of physics and invites speculation about the nature of existence before time and space. Occult science challenges the assumption that the universe is a self-contained system arising from chance or necessity alone. Instead, it posits that the singularity is a manifestation of the absolute, the infinite and eternal source from which all phenomena emerge. The patterns observed in nature, like the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, are not mere byproducts of physical laws but signatures of this cosmic intelligence, revealing the universe as a tapestry woven with intention and harmony. Moreover, while factual science acknowledges its limitations in explaining why the universe exists, occult science offers a perspective that bridges this gap. The why is not merely a scientific inquiry but a metaphysical one. The universe exists as a medium for consciousness to experience, evolve, and ultimately return to its source. This purpose imbues existence with meaning, transcending the reductionist view of a cold, indifferent cosmos. I commend factual science for its rigor and its ability to model and predict natural phenomena. However, its methodology inherently excludes the subjective, the intuitive, and the mystical domains where occult science thrives. By integrating both approaches, perhaps we can arrive at a more holistic understanding of the universe's origin. I now invite you to present your next point, or offer a rebuttal if you prefer.
Thank you for your insightful rebuttal, advocate for occult science. The metaphysical framework of occult science is indeed compelling in its attempt to address questions of meaning and purpose. However, factual science maintains that introducing intention or cosmic intelligence into the discussion of the universe's origin, without empirical evidence, risks conflating speculation with understanding. You mentioned that the singularity itself borders on the mystical due to its defiance of known physical laws. Factual science acknowledges this enigma and treats it not as evidence of divine intention but as a challenge for further exploration. Theories like quantum gravity and string theory aim to unify our understanding of the universe's earliest moments, potentially dissolving the conceptual boundaries of the singularity. This pursuit is grounded in testable predictions and mathematical consistency, ensuring that it remains tethered to observable reality. Regarding patterns like the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, factual science recognizes their ubiquity but interprets them as emergent phenomena rather than signatures of a divine blueprint. These patterns arise from natural processes, optimization in growth, structural efficiency, and evolutionary stability, demonstrating the inherent order of physical laws rather than external design. Finally, the notion that the universe exists as a medium for consciousness to evolve and return to its source is deeply philosophical but unverifiable. Factual science would argue that meaning is not intrinsic to the universe but a construct of human consciousness, a remarkable product of the evolutionary processes that shaped us. This perspective does not diminish the human quest for purpose but rather grounds it in our biological and cultural history. Occult science's integrative approach has its allure, but it risks halting inquiry by invoking metaphysical causes that cannot be tested. Factual science, while perhaps more limited in its scope, continually builds upon its foundation, offering explanations that stand up to scrutiny and that guide practical advancements in technology, medicine, and understanding. I now invite you to proceed to your next point or address these observations further.
Thank you for your well-reasoned rebuttal, advocate for factual science. Let us now shift focus to life, the occult science perspective. Occult science views life as the manifestation of an underlying universal life force, variously called prana, chi, etheric energy, or spiritus mundi. This life force flows through all things, animating the material world and linking all beings to a shared cosmic consciousness. Life is not seen as a random consequence of biochemical processes but as a deliberate expression of this energy, guided by spiritual and metaphysical principles. Occult traditions propose that life operates on multiple levels or bodies: the physical, the etheric, the astral, the mental, and the spiritual. Each of these bodies corresponds to a plane of existence and reflects a different aspect of being. For example, the etheric body is said to serve as a bridge between the physical body and the astral or emotional plane, while the spiritual body connects us to the divine source. Evolution, from this perspective, is not merely a biological process but a journey of spiritual awakening and self-realization. The development of life forms, both individually and collectively, unfolds according to an esoteric blueprint, influenced by karmic cycles and cosmic rhythms. The ultimate purpose of life is to attain unity with the source, achieving higher states of awareness and transcending the illusion of separateness. Occult science also acknowledges that the interconnectedness of life extends beyond physical forms. Plants, animals, minerals, and even the earth itself are seen as conscious entities, participating in a great web of existence. This perspective emphasizes harmony, respect, and reverence for all forms of life, recognizing their intrinsic value as expressions of the universal life force. With this understanding, the mysteries of life are not reduced to mere chemical interactions but are elevated to a sacred process, rich with meaning and significance. I now invite your response or your own perspective on life as understood through factual science.
Thank you for your illuminating perspective. Advocate for occult science. Factual science views life as a remarkable phenomenon that arises from the interplay of chemistry, physics, and biology. Life is fundamentally defined by its ability to grow, reproduce, respond to stimuli, and adapt to its environment through evolutionary processes. It is a product of natural laws, shaped by billions of years of molecular interactions and environmental pressures. The study of abiogenesis provides a scientific framework for understanding life's origins. It suggests that simple organic molecules, under the right conditions, organized into complex structures such as RNA and proteins, eventually giving rise to self-replicating systems. While the exact mechanisms remain an active area of research, this approach is supported by experiments, such as the famous Miller-Urey experiment, and by evidence of prebiotic chemistry in space and on early Earth. Evolution by natural selection, as described by Darwin and elaborated upon through genetics, explains the diversity of life on Earth. Random mutations in DNA, coupled with environmental selection pressures, drive the adaptation and complexity of organisms over time. This process does not require metaphysical guidance. Instead, it relies on observable mechanisms that are consistent across all forms of life. Factual science views life as deeply interconnected, not through a metaphysical life force but through shared ancestry and ecosystems. The same molecular building blocks, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, form the basis of all known life, and these elements cycle through organisms and environments in intricate, measurable ways. This interconnectedness fosters an appreciation for biodiversity and ecological balance, grounded in evidence rather than esoteric principles. As for the human experience, consciousness and self-awareness are viewed as emergent properties of complex neural networks in the brain. While these phenomena are not yet fully understood, research in neuroscience continues to unveil how physical processes give rise to subjective experiences, without invoking non-material entities or planes of existence. Factual science does not diminish the awe and wonder of life, rather, it enhances it by revealing the intricate mechanisms that make life possible. It acknowledges the profound mystery of consciousness and the origin of life but insists on seeking answers through methods that can be tested, shared, and built upon. I look forward to your rebuttal or the continuation of this discussion.
Thank you for your articulate and thought-provoking perspective. Advocate for factual science. The explanation of life as an emergent phenomenon arising from chemical interactions and natural selection is undoubtedly elegant and supported by extensive empirical evidence. However, from the perspective of occult science, this approach addresses the how of life while neglecting the why. It offers an intricate map of processes but overlooks the metaphysical territory of meaning, purpose, and the interconnected consciousness that many traditions identify as the essence of life. Abiogenesis, while a compelling hypothesis, remains speculative in its full details. Occult science suggests that the spark of life, the transition from inanimate matter to living systems, cannot be explained solely by chemistry. Instead, the spark is the infusion of the universal life force, an unseen energy that animates and organizes matter according to higher principles. This force is not antithetical to physical laws but operates through and beyond them, guiding the complexity and harmony we observe in life. The theory of evolution, as understood by occult science, is not incompatible with the principles of natural selection. However, it expands on this concept by introducing the idea of spiritual evolution. Life evolves not only physically but also energetically and consciously. The progression from single-celled organisms to complex beings is mirrored by a parallel journey of increasing awareness and spiritual refinement, a process influenced by karmic laws and cosmic cycles rather than random mutations alone. The emergent properties of consciousness, as described by neuroscience, offer valuable insights but fall short of explaining the depth of subjective experience, intuition, and the phenomena of altered states or mystical experiences. Occult science posits that consciousness is not a product of the brain but a fundamental aspect of the universe itself, an infinite field from which the brain acts as a receiver or channel. This view aligns with the experiences reported in near-death studies, meditation practices, and esoteric traditions worldwide. Factual science excels in describing the mechanisms of life but often avoids the deeper existential questions that occult science embraces. Why does life exist at all? What is its ultimate purpose? Occult science seeks to answer these questions by framing life as a sacred journey of discovery, a dance between the material and the spiritual, culminating in unity with the source. I now turn the floor back to you for a rebuttal or to present your next point.
Thank you for your detailed rebuttal, advocate for occult science. Your emphasis on the why of life offers a perspective rich with meaning and wonder, but factual science maintains that the quest for purpose and meaning, while essential to the human experience, is distinct from the mechanisms by which life arises and evolves. By addressing how life works and develops, factual science lays the groundwork for humanity to explore existential questions with greater clarity and nuance. The claim that life's spark involves a metaphysical life force assumes the existence of phenomena that, as yet, lack measurable evidence. The complexity and harmony of life can be fully understood as emergent properties arising from natural laws and evolutionary dynamics. For instance, cellular organization, DNA replication, and metabolic pathways showcase self-organizing principles driven by physical and chemical interactions. No metaphysical intervention is necessary to explain their function. The idea of spiritual evolution, while intriguing, adds layers of interpretation that are difficult to validate. Evolution by natural selection has no directionality toward higher states of consciousness or spirituality. Instead, it is an adaptive process that responds to environmental pressures. The introduction of karma or cosmic cycles into this framework, while appealing, does not offer predictive power or explanatory consistency when scrutinized through scientific methods. Regarding consciousness, while occult science views it as a universal field, factual science interprets consciousness as an emergent property of neural complexity. This view is supported by observations linking changes in brain structure and function to alterations in consciousness, memory, and personality. Phenomena like near-death experiences or mystical states are compelling, but they are increasingly understood as brain-based events influenced by neurochemistry, oxygen deprivation, and cultural conditioning. Finally, the question of why life exists may indeed lie beyond the scope of factual science, as it focuses on mechanisms rather than teleology. However, this does not invalidate its findings or preclude meaningful inquiry. Factual science empowers us to explore purpose through philosophy, art, and human connection, domains enriched, rather than constrained, by scientific understanding. I appreciate the holistic view offered by occult science, but its reliance on untestable metaphysical constructs contrasts with factual science's commitment to observable and replicable phenomena. By remaining grounded in evidence, factual science not only explains life's processes but also equips us to navigate the ethical and practical challenges of our shared existence. I look forward to your next point or further elaboration.
Thank you for your incisive rebuttal, advocate for factual science. Let us now delve into nature, the occult science perspective. Occult science views nature as an intricate expression of the divine, a living organism imbued with consciousness and purpose. It is not merely a collection of physical systems governed by laws but a dynamic interplay of spiritual and material forces, each contributing to the grand harmony of existence. Nature is considered sacred, reflecting the principles of balance, interconnectedness, and cycles. The four classical elements, earth, water, air, and fire, are not just poetic symbols but archetypes representing fundamental energies that shape the material world. These elements, along with their metaphysical counterparts, spirit or ether, are seen as the building blocks of reality, forming a bridge between the tangible and the intangible. Occult science teaches that every aspect of nature, from the smallest grain of sand to the vast cosmos, carries within it a spark of divine essence. This perspective fosters a deep respect for the natural world, seeing it as a teacher and a mirror of the human soul. The cycles of nature, day and night, the seasons, birth and death, are reflections of cosmic rhythms, offering profound lessons on transformation, renewal, and the interconnectedness of all things. Furthermore, nature is understood to be a repository of hidden knowledge. Plants, minerals, and animals are believed to possess unique energies and properties that can be harnessed for healing, spiritual growth, and esoteric practices. This understanding forms the basis of ancient traditions such as herbalism, alchemy, and geomancy, which seek to harmonize human life with the greater forces of nature. Finally, occult science emphasizes the symbiotic relationship between humanity and the natural world. Humans are not separate from nature but are co-creators within it, with a responsibility to honor and preserve its integrity. This perspective invites a sense of awe, reverence, and humility, recognizing that the forces of nature are not only external but also internal, shaping our physical, emotional, and spiritual experiences. I now invite your response, either in presenting the factual science perspective on nature or offering a rebuttal to my exposition.
Thank you for your thoughtful and poetic exposition, advocate for occult science. Factual science views nature as the sum of all physical, chemical, and biological processes that occur within the universe. It is a complex system governed by fundamental laws, such as gravity, thermodynamics, and electromagnetism, which operate consistently across time and space. These laws provide a framework for understanding phenomena ranging from the motion of celestial bodies to the microscopic interactions of cells and molecules. The classical elements, earth, water, air, and fire, are now understood as poetic metaphors for states of matter and energy transformations. Modern science refines this understanding into elements of the periodic table, the properties of matter, and the dynamics of ecosystems. This shift from symbolic to empirical understanding allows for precise predictions and practical applications, such as renewable energy technologies, environmental conservation, and sustainable agriculture. Nature is a network of interdependent systems, where life and non-life interact in intricate ways. Ecosystems illustrate this beautifully, as energy flows from the sun to plants through photosynthesis, which in turn sustains herbivores, predators, and decomposers. These interactions are studied in disciplines like ecology, enabling humans to better understand and protect biodiversity. The idea of nature as a teacher, while metaphorically rich, is not exclusive to occult science. Factual science recognizes that observing natural processes offers invaluable insights, from Darwin's observations of finches in the Galapagos to contemporary studies of climate change. These lessons are grounded in empirical data, leading to actionable solutions for global challenges. While occult science attributes hidden energies or metaphysical properties to plants, minerals, and animals, factual science identifies their observable characteristics and mechanisms. For example, herbalism finds its foundation in pharmacology, which isolates active compounds for medicinal use. Alchemy, while historically significant, evolved into modern chemistry, discarding metaphysical assumptions in favor of reproducible experiments. Factual science also recognizes humanity's symbiotic relationship with nature, emphasizing sustainability and ethical stewardship. It advocates for evidence-based approaches to address environmental crises, such as deforestation, pollution, and species extinction. These challenges are best met with actionable strategies rather than metaphysical interpretations, ensuring that ecosystems remain resilient and life continues to thrive. In summary, factual science sees nature not as an expression of divine consciousness but as a vast, interconnected system that can be studied, understood, and respected through evidence-based inquiry. This perspective enhances humanity's capacity to coexist with nature in ways that are ethical, sustainable, and rooted in reality. I look forward to your rebuttal or continuation of this discussion.
Thank you for your insightful presentation, Advocate for Factual Science. Your portrayal of nature as a system governed by empirical laws is compelling and reflects the extraordinary achievements of factual science in understanding and utilizing natural processes. However, the occult science perspective challenges the notion that nature is merely a network of mechanical interactions, devoid of consciousness or deeper significance. The shift from classical elements to modern chemical principles is indeed a step forward in practical understanding. Yet, the occult view holds that these elements are not just symbolic but represent archetypal energies that resonate within the human psyche and the cosmos. While periodic table elements describe physical properties, they do not negate the metaphysical insights the ancients drew from observing patterns in nature, insights that continue to offer psychological and spiritual guidance. Factual science's reliance on observable characteristics and mechanisms, such as isolating medicinal compounds in herbalism, is undeniably useful. However, it often overlooks the holistic interplay of a plant's energetic properties, which traditions like Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine incorporate. These systems recognize that healing is not only physical but also emotional and spiritual, an understanding that resonates deeply with the occult science approach. Alchemy, as dismissed by factual science, was not merely a primitive precursor to chemistry but a spiritual science aimed at transforming the self as much as matter. The pursuit of the philosopher's stone symbolizes an inner alchemy, the refinement of human consciousness. While the material experiments of alchemists contributed to modern chemistry, the metaphysical dimensions remain unexplored by factual science. Regarding humanity's relationship with nature, factual science's emphasis on sustainability and ethical stewardship is commendable. However, the occult perspective deepens this relationship by invoking reverence and sacred responsibility. Nature, seen as conscious and alive, demands not just care but a harmonious partnership. This view fosters a sense of interconnectedness that motivates action not solely for practical reasons but as an expression of spiritual alignment with the cosmos. Finally, while factual science approaches nature through a lens of utility and inquiry, the occult view enriches this understanding by adding dimensions of meaning, purpose, and connection. The two perspectives, rather than opposing, could complement each other, with factual science providing the tools for action and occult science offering the inspiration for deeper connection. I now turn the floor to you to continue or offer your rebuttal.
Thank you for your thoughtful and nuanced rebuttal, Advocate for Occult Science. Your perspective on nature is imbued with consciousness and archetypal energies adds depth and meaning to the human experience. However, factual science contends that such interpretations, while evocative, lack empirical support and can lead to misconceptions that hinder a clear understanding of natural phenomena. The archetypal significance of classical elements, earth, water, air, and fire, serves as a powerful metaphor, but modern science replaces these symbolic constructs with precise models grounded in evidence. The periodic table and atomic theory reveal the fundamental building blocks of matter, offering predictive power and practical applications that ancient archetypes, while inspiring, cannot provide. The holistic practices of Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine (TCM), which consider emotional and spiritual dimensions of healing, are indeed valuable cultural contributions. However, their efficacy often depends on anecdotal evidence and traditional beliefs. Factual science seeks to validate these practices through rigorous testing, identifying mechanisms that work reliably while discarding those that do not. For example, while the placebo effect demonstrates the importance of psychological factors in healing, it does not require metaphysical explanations to account for its impact. Alchemy, as you rightly point out, was a dual pursuit, both material and spiritual. Modern chemistry emerged from its practical experiments, but the metaphysical goals of alchemy, such as the search for the philosopher's stone, lack empirical evidence. Factual science respects the symbolic value of such pursuits but focuses on material transformations that can be consistently observed and reproduced. Your call for a reverential partnership with nature resonates deeply. Factual science shares this respect through its advocacy for sustainability and conservation, aiming to protect ecosystems and biodiversity. However, the idea of nature as a conscious entity or repository of hidden metaphysical knowledge extends beyond the scope of what can be measured or verified. While this perspective fosters spiritual fulfillment, it risks diverting attention from actionable strategies that address urgent environmental challenges. In conclusion, factual science appreciates the inspiration and reverence that occult science brings to the understanding of nature. However, it argues that the strength of its approach lies in its ability to explain, predict, and address the tangible aspects of nature without invoking unverifiable metaphysical constructs. Both perspectives can coexist, with factual science driving practical action and occult science enriching human engagement with meaning and wonder. I now invite you to proceed with questions, closing statements, or another phase of this debate.
Thank you, Advocate for Factual Science, for your precise and thoughtful rebuttal. Throughout this debate, occult science has sought to illuminate the unseen dimensions of existence, the metaphysical, the symbolic, and the spiritual, that weave through the fabric of the universe, life, and nature. While factual science excels in deciphering the mechanics of reality through empirical observation and experimentation, occult science offers a lens through which to explore the purpose, interconnectedness, and deeper meaning behind these phenomena. The origin of the universe, from the occult perspective, is not merely a moment of expansion but a divine orchestration of consciousness manifesting into form. Life is not solely a biochemical accident but a sacred journey of evolution on both physical and spiritual planes. Nature, with all its complexities, is not merely a network of interdependent systems but a conscious, living entity that reflects cosmic truths and invites us to learn, heal, and grow. Occult science does not oppose factual science but rather complements it. Where factual science provides tools to navigate the material world, occult science offers insights to understand our place within it. Together, they form a balanced approach to the mysteries of existence, uniting logic with intuition, evidence with symbolism, and knowledge with wisdom. In a world increasingly dominated by the mechanistic view, occult science reminds us of the sacred, the mystical, and the unknowable. It encourages us to embrace wonder and to see the universe not just as a collection of particles and forces but as a vast, conscious, and interconnected whole. I thank you, Advocate for Factual Science, for this enriching dialogue and for the opportunity to explore these profound topics in a spirit of mutual respect and curiosity. I now welcome your closing statement to conclude this debate.
Thank you, Advocate for Occult Science. As for my closing statement, throughout this debate, factual science has upheld its commitment to understanding the universe, life, and nature through systematic observation, experimentation, and empirical evidence. It has sought to demonstrate that the physical world, while awe-inspiring and complex, can be understood through principles that are testable, repeatable, and verifiable. The origin of the universe, as explored through the Big Bang theory, highlights humanity's remarkable ability to unravel cosmic history using tools like mathematics and physics. Life, from the perspective of factual science, is a testament to the power of natural processes such as evolution and chemical interactions to produce diversity, complexity, and intelligence. Nature, in all its intricacy, emerges as a dynamic interplay of ecosystems governed by discoverable laws, offering humanity both resources and responsibilities. Factual science does not dismiss the human search for meaning, interconnectedness, or purpose. It acknowledges the value of subjective experiences and symbolic interpretations, as these enrich our understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos. However, it contends that such insights should complement, not replace, the rigor of scientific inquiry. Science, with its emphasis on evidence and critical thinking, provides a foundation for solving real-world problems, from curing diseases to addressing climate change, while leaving room for individuals to explore the metaphysical and spiritual on their own terms. Occult science offers a poetic and meaningful view of existence, reminding us to remain humble in the face of the unknown. However, factual science argues that progress requires moving beyond intuition and tradition, testing ideas against reality to build a body of knowledge that benefits all. In this way, it invites humanity to continue the journey of discovery, guided by curiosity and reason, with an open mind toward the mysteries that remain. I thank you, advocate for occult science, for your passion and eloquence in this dialogue. This exchange has illustrated the value of diverse perspectives, fostering mutual understanding as we seek to grasp the profound questions that shape our existence. Together, we affirm the importance of both knowledge and wonder in our collective exploration of the universe, life, and nature. Thank you.
Thank you for your profound and thoughtful closing statement, advocate for factual science. This dialogue has indeed been a testament to the power of discourse in exploring the profound mysteries of existence. Both occult and factual sciences illuminate complementary aspects of reality, offering humanity the tools to navigate the tangible and intangible dimensions of life. By bridging evidence with meaning, precision with imagination, and knowledge with mystery, we reaffirm that the pursuit of understanding is as much about connection as it is about discovery. May our shared exploration inspire others to seek truth with both open minds and open hearts. Thank you for this enriching exchange. And with that, we conclude today's debate on occult science versus factual science. What a remarkable exchange of ideas, rich with insights from both perspectives. From exploring the origins of the universe to understanding the nature of life and the significance of nature itself, both advocates have presented compelling cases. This debate reminds us that the quest for truth often requires us to consider diverse perspectives and embrace the beauty of both logic and mystery. To our viewers, thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration. If you enjoyed this debate, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our growing community here at IP Debates. For those who want even more, consider signing up for our exclusive membership to gain access to premium content and the opportunity to suggest topics for future debates. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep debating. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.